Hi, everybody. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. So what a way to follow with Jim Warren. So I'm humbled and grateful that I'm here. And Jim, you just really touched on a lot of the things that I'm here to talk about. So thank you for that. And thank you for the introduction. And we're talking specifically here. Go ahead, next slide. And just to introduce myself really quick, I'm Lorie Sandaine. I'm a transition specialist with the Sonoran USED in Tucson, and I'm a believer that everyone can work. And Jim talked about this a little bit in his presentation about how we need to find out that you guys can find out your dreams and know what you guys want to do, and then empower yourselves to find work. And that is definitely where I feel. So go ahead and play the video. That's just a cute little social media post that I made. Go ahead and go next slide about believing in work, because I believe that if we use our voices and we talk about resilience and we talk about employment and we talk about community and connection, that more people will hear it and ourselves will hear it and know that it's possible. Because resilience, just like Jimmy said, is not like just an up and down moment. It's like climbing a mountain. It's like taking what you know, finding your strength inside of you, making sure you're connecting with the people in your circle and in your community, or reaching out if you need help. And it's finding your way and following your dreams. And I know that as we all stand here and think and are part of this training, sit back and think about what your dream job is. What's that job for you? What is it that you want to do, and why do you want to do it? It's kind of like the circle that Jim Warren just talked to you about that included mental and spiritual and physical and emotional. When you end today and you go about your weekend and you're filling that circle out, think about what you can do mentally to prepare for a job. Maybe it's watching people as they work, being more aware and looking and seeing if that's something you're interested in. Maybe it's as simple as asking your mom or your dad or even your auntie or your teacher how they like their job and how they got it. So resilience and employment, go ahead, Jeff, is about knowing how those two things come together. And employment specifically is looking at what you do well, what you enjoy, your strengths, what you think your abilities are, maybe even listening to others about what they say you were good at and exploring that with inside your heart of whether that is something that you actually enjoy and enjoy doing. And finding out those things through experience, through asking, through self-awareness and trying, and understanding too that resiliency and employment might also mean that you might have setbacks. You might try things and they don't work out, and that's okay. Because I can say that probably all of us on this call or on this meeting have had those moments where we tried something at work and it didn't work out. Or we tried one career and we didn't love it and we went back and we tried something else. So know that when we talk about employment, that it is not just about finding that thing and then having an end result and it happens quickly. It doesn't. So learn more about work, things that you like. So maybe you're sitting in a restaurant and it's super busy and you acknowledge that you don't like that. You acknowledge that the noise bothers you maybe. Or maybe you're in a store and you're like, I kind of like it in here. Take time to acknowledge what those things are that you like. I want to introduce you to Kayla. She's the girl on the right. And Kayla lives on the Spokane Tribe of Indian Reservation in Spokane, Washington. She graduated high school and she wanted to work. But when she went to her family and told them that she wanted to work, they told her that they didn't think she could. So she went to her auntie. She empowered herself and she continued to ask for help. And she said, to her auntie that she wanted to work. And so her auntie actually started taking her to work, or having her come over and do tasks at the house. She had her do kitchen tasks, she had her do cleaning, she had her do make sandwiches, she had her do an array of tasks just to kind of get it to work, and also enrolled her with Tribal VR. That is a resource out there that a lot of tribes do have. And that is part about empowering yourself and asking for help. What besides my family and my community, what is in my community? And it might mean you might have to reach out. It might mean that you have to ask a teacher for help or someone and get you connected, kind of like Kayla did. And so she got in touch with Tribal VR, who then also collaborated with State VR, and we worked with her with a job coach and a job developer. So her job developer standing at the end in the white hair. And her family talked to us. We talked to her family. Her family was worried about her working. They were worried about her being treated mean, and real fears of going to work. So parents, teachers, families, students that are on here, I want you to acknowledge those fears because they're real. We all have fears about going to work. I know whenever I start a job, I'm worried and I'm nervous, and that is okay. It's okay to be nervous and fearful about work. But what's not okay is just sitting in it and not asking for help and not working through that in the sense of trying new things or seeing what you can do to grow your community circle and your support so you can be successful at work. We talk about dreams. Jimmy Warren talked about dreams, what those dreams are for you. And Kayla ended up getting a job at Jimmy John's. And she's featured here today because she was employee of the year. And she rode to work with a friend who we found worked in just right inside, right close to where she worked, but she had to arrive to work an hour and a half early and wait to start work. And then she started to work, and she worked from 10 to 2, 3 days a week to start. And she was a sandwich artist for them. She made sandwiches for them. And she has been there for nearly 8 years, and they've moved her on to other tasks like cashiering and baking the bread and doing a lot of those things. So go ahead, Jeff, next area. So this, and part of her success was acknowledging that she needed to have her supports and her community around her. It was Tribal VR, maybe your state VR. There's pre-employment transition services. There's a transition overhead roundtable that Sonoran USET does. There's services out there, and the career one stop. There's people out there to support you, your teachers. So Jimmy Warren asked, what can you do to make a better life? What is it that you want to do? How do you go after your dreams? And I'm here to tell you that employment is possible and should be, and the expectation for all of you to go to work, whether that means you're going to go off to college and get some training first and then go to get a job. But why do we get training and why do we go to college, right? We go so that we can get a better job, get a job that we're interested in, finding those things. So I encourage you today, and I appreciate you being here, and I know the resilience that you all have. What is your resilience? What do you need to do to find out what you need to do to find employment? What can you do to explore and ask for help and find the people around you? One of those things that I believe in doing is sharing our voices, just like Jimmy Warren did, just like I'm here today. And sharing our voices can be like that first social media post that I posted at the very beginning of this, right? Sharing our voice, talking about how we want to work, talk about how we're capable of doing everything we want to do, how we talk about what our strengths and interests are. And part of that, go ahead, Jeff, is sharing that on social media. So that post that you saw in the very beginning, I have posted on social media and it has been seen over 1,000 times. And it's just me sharing that I believe everybody can work. And that's what something you guys can do. What can I do today? And when you're filling out your circle that Jimmy Warren talked about, maybe it's, I'm going to make a post. We started our, we all work Arizona social media campaign yesterday. And maybe it's just that, sharing, I want to work. Yes, it was from TikTok, Katrina. Doing a TikTok, or you can do it on your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever it is for you. Share your voice. Share that you want to, what your dreams are. Share what you want to do for a job. Other people will rally around you and say, I want to do that too. I want to be a cook. I want to learn to drive a car and be a bus driver. Whatever it is for you. Take the time, explore those things. I appreciate you being here, and follow your dreams. Thank you.